and welcome to another engaging episode of Jamaica Magazine. I am your host, Audrey Williams. Today we have a packed lineup filled with fresh insights and updates from a few of our sectors. So stay with us. We have plenty to share right after the news.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, April 25, 2025. The phased reopening of the Cornwall Regional Hospital main building began yesterday with the upgraded administrative offices. The administrative staff returned to an ultra-modern space with all new furnishings that also house the Office of the Chief Executive Officer. Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton says the facility is a manifestation of a commitment to ensure the work is done right.
We have taken the necessary time, allocated the required financial resources, and engaged the appropriate expertise to comprehensively and sustainably address the rehabilitation of one of the country's main hospitals.
Key features of the new hospital block include improved ventilation and lighting systems, upgraded IT infrastructure, and enhanced accessibility features.
It will have accounting, procurement, office management, general administrative services. The block features critical added facilities as a new facility. It will have a kitchenette, restrooms, open office space, reception and waiting areas.
The extensive restoration of the hospital began after patients and staff reported noxious fumes in 2016 and 2017. After rescoping of the project to allow for addressing the root cause of the problems, it's on track to be completed by April 2026 at a cost of $23.5 billion. Several departments and services of the rehabilitated facility will see a phased reopening over the next year. Agriculture Minister Floyd Green is assuring that farmers who occupy the Parnassus area of Clarendon have not been displaced by the establishment of the Agro Park. During the official launch on Wednesday, Minister Green said the project mission was to help those and other farmers formalize their operations and get access to the right resources.
In fact, what we are doing, we are transforming former sugarcane lands into productive investment-ready zones with modern agricultural infrastructure. We have reserved of the 700 acres, at least half of it, to ensure that the farmers who are there, along with youth, women, and persons with disabilities, they will have priority access to these lands.
In a symbolic handing over ceremony, several of the farmers were presented with their leases to operate in the Agro Park. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness said this and other interventions were a mark of inclusive governance focused on people.
We love you and respect you, but we know you're not the chaka-chaka business. And I know you're not comfortable in a chaka-chaka business. You want to be properly recognized. And so they made sure to give you proper lease arrangements. Some of you went to Hart and got trained. 240 farmers were trained. That's how we take care of our people.
British High Commissioner to Jamaica, Judith Slater, similarly stressed that a major goal of the project was to ensure support reached those who needed it most in an inclusive and equitable way.
And to that end, the financial criteria for leasing land have been made more flexible and generous for those that were here before. And importantly, a new matching grant scheme will be introduced to support low-income farmers.
The Parnassus Agro Park and irrigation system were established under the Southern Plains Agricultural Development Project, which is being funded by a grant of over £17 million or 3.5 billion Jamaican dollars from the UK Caribbean Infrastructure Fund, UKCIF. 14 technical high schools across Jamaica are set to receive newly developed laboratories. Education Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon said this will be done through the Hart NSTA Trust as part of government's broader push to revamp vocational education and modernize school infrastructure.
Our technical high schools have been forgotten for a long time, And when you go there, you see their labs are in a deplorable state. And so what we've done is to, through HEART, develop labs for our 14 schools. And we're in the process of finalizing what lab each school will have. But technical education is critical for the future.
The Education Minister made the disclosure during the Jamaica Teachers Association JTA Education Conference held recently at Ocean Coral Spring in Trelawney. She also highlighted that the government was improving internet access in rural schools through a partnership with satellite provider Starlink.
What we've done is to partner with Starlink so that we can use satellite technology to deliver the internet to schools in rural areas. And so several schools have gotten it and more will be getting it throughout the course of this year. So our goal is simple. Every child, every teacher, every school digitally empowered.
Campbell's Castle Primary and Infant School has received a grant of $2,500 from the American Friends of Jamaica AFJ to support a critical water access project for its students. The grant will fund 83% of the total project cost of $3,000. The initiative includes the installation of a rainwater harvesting and purification system which will supply water for drinking, the school's canteen, and its garden. Principal Peter Gay Blake Campbell says this will be of tremendous help as the school has been without piped water since 2018 and has had to rely on costly deliveries. The school is seeking additional donations to complete the project, which they are hoping to have done before the start of the 2025-2026 academic year. Those interested in contributing can reach out via email campbellscastle.man@moey.gov.jm. The National Child Month Committee NCMC will be taking a firm stance against all forms of abuse of children as it calls on Jamaicans to join in this mission, particularly in Child Month. Chairperson of the NCMC, Nicole Patrick Shaw, made the call during the recent launch of Child Month to be observed in May under the theme, Act Now, Stand Against Child Abuse and Exploitation.
This theme addressing a pressing and heartbreaking reality that violence and abuse against children remain a critical public health and human rights issue in Jamaica. Based on the recent statistics from the crimes committed against children for the years 2020 to 2024 from the Statistics and Information Management Unit at JCF, 168 children between the ages of 0 to 17 were murdered. 1,439 were victims of rape, 2,576 sexual offenses, 351 shooting.
She insists that if Jamaica is to achieve its development goals, we must do more to protect our children.
Silence is a heavy chain that binds a child and cripples their prospects. The NCMC is pleading with you to act with us.
Child Month will also serve as a vehicle to celebrate the resilience and brilliance of children, with activities starting on May 3 with a national church service at the Northern Caribbean University in Mandeville. Jamaicans will again be asked to wear sunshine yellow in celebration of National Children's Day on May 16. A National Day of Prayer will be observed on the 28th to pray for the country's children, and on Friday, May 30, the NCMC will distribute care packages to vulnerable families with primary-aged children. The slate of activities continues into November with the Youth Academic Achievement Awards and Youth Forum honoring students who have overcome obstacles to excel. The month of activities are the result of a partnership with the Ministry of Education, the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, and several non-governmental organizations and community groups. Grace Kennedy and the National Baking Company are the lead sponsors, and during the launch, KFC donated $1 million in cash and care packages to support the work of the NCMC. And finally, Minister of Sport Olivia Grange has assured Jamaica's team that recently returned from the 2025 Carifta Games that the government would continue to support them post the event, where they turned out an impressive performance. Jamaica picked up 30 gold, 27 silver and 21 bronze medals to finish top of this year's Carifta Games held in Trinidad and Tobago. Minister Grange, who was on hand to welcome them home earlier this week, expressed her pride in their performance and encouraged them to reach out if they are in need of any assistance.
My number is on my Facebook page. I don't hide my number. Anybody want to talk to me, you just look up for the number and call me. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. You find me anywhere, right? But remember, whatever it is, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to me through the J3s, through your president, through others. And whatever I can do, I will do for you.
She reminded the young athletes that they were standing on the shoulders of others who came before and paved the way, while assuring them that they too could achieve greatness in the future.
They have paved the way for you. And there are many athletes who have done tremendously well, who are now considered elite athletes. You can be as good, as great, or even greater. The future is yours. You just have to apply yourself, you have to be disciplined, and you have to reach for the stars. Nothing is beyond you. I know that.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
These hands tell a story of early mornings, tireless work, and unyielding dedication.
The resilience and dedication of our farmers continue to amaze and inspire me. To be honest, there will be no Jamaica without the Jamaican farmers.
From as early as 3 a.m.
7 days a week.
Through rains and drought.
A farmer shows up.
So remember, every time you take a bite, thank a farmer.
In a drive to improve how health services are delivered, accessed, and managed, Jamaica is embracing digital transformation in the healthcare sector. Our next feature looks at how the implementation of an electronic health record system is helping to strengthen and modernize the country's health services.
The digital transformation of Jamaica's public health sector is progressing, and a key component is the implementation of an electronic health record EHR system.
Electronic health record system, System 1, or SI for short. When the patient comes for registration process, we would input the data on S1, and then this data will come around to wherever the doctor is or the nurse is. So they do not need to be waiting on health records to go and retrieve the paper record to bring to them. And if the patient comes with any investigation with the blood results, X-ray, any form of laboratory results or any external result, we would upload those at the time of registration. So when they come to the doctor and the nurse, the information is readily available.
Doctors will be able to see diagnostic scans on their computers and tablets remotely.
Right, and it also allows multiple persons to be retrieving the data simultaneously, or we can do data entry simultaneously.
Can actually measure time from arrival to time of triage, and thereafter every interaction with every member of staff is actually timed. So it is good for tracking, whereas the previous system, if the doctor or the nurse never actually wrote the time that they were seeing, it doesn't get tracked as easily.
It's a shift from paper-based health records management that is allowing improved patient care coordination, enhanced data accuracy, and better decision-making by medical personnel.
Names come up on the system, and as they are seen, there's a color change, so you know which one is seen by the nurse, which one is already seen by the doctor, which one is discharged. So each one of those, if there's no color change, you know that person has not yet been seen. So in terms of efficiency, that's excellent.
The EHR is being implemented by the Ministry of Health as part of the Health Systems Strengthening Project, valued at over $5 million. The EHR allows for not just patient registration, but also appointment scheduling and patient assignment in the triage process.
I know that for the outpatients department, definitely throughput is much faster and the chances of people getting missed or neglected in the clinic is almost nil now.
The system, which is intended to go island-wide, is being initially rolled out in 13 health facilities over an 18-month period. Maypen Hospital was the first to operationalize the electronic health record system.
The reason why we were the first, I think, is because we were the most ready to receive and accept such a new system.
The first phase rollout will also include the Chapelton, Spanish Town and St. Anne's Bay hospitals, as well as the Maypen West, Maypen East and St. Jago health centers.
A patient arrived in the accident and emergency department and wasn't able to give adequate information. This patient was just being treated next door by the St. Jago Park Health Center, and we were able to pull up that information and to continue care. And so we are at a good place in public health. We are exciting, and I'm sure that the patient will get timely medical care.
As a nurse in charge of the labor ward, for me, I have my 24-hour reports on a daily basis, and I am able to get the information at the end of the day for each client. Easy accessible, one click away.
The island-wide rollout will network more than 2,000 computers and 400 plus medical-grade tablets that provide universal access to medical records. The electronic health record platform is based on the philosophy of one patient, one record, and is part of the plan for improving efficiency in access to medical services.
And what that means is that whatever data that is inputted concerning the patient when they come to see a doctor at a health center or hospital in this case, that data is pulled up based on their unique identification number. And you immediately know the history of the patient and therefore all the factors that may influence a treatment regime in a much quicker way.
With EHR, there is no challenge with locating your health records, and so care is timely and on point.
Data for the EHR is stored securely on multiple servers, and only authorized persons are allowed access.
The confidentiality of the patient's record is actually critical. So it's not like anybody can get anybody's record at any time. There has to be special permission from the medical records department to actually release the notes, and then that's the only way we can access it.
The system is expected to accrue significant savings of time and cost on tests that won't have to be repeated. The data generated will also assist in the formulation of better evidence-based policy making and program design by the government.
Regarding the staff, if you ask any of them if they want to go back to the paper system, you get a resounding no. They do not want to go back to the paper system.
Up next, the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, continues its mission to protect the environment by educating learners on the importance of recycling. This time, the team visited Arbuthnot Gallimore High School to engage students and teachers and get them on board with the cause.
Recycling is more than just a word. It's a second chance to create something different. It's a fresh start for the environment, and a simple action can create big change.
Approximately 3 billion tons of solid waste is generated globally.
Taking the recycling message to schools, with the recent one being Arbuthnot Gallimore High in St. Anne, is just one of the many initiatives of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, in maintaining and protecting our surroundings. And in so doing, students are encouraged to become recycling heroes.
Recycling is important because recycling helps us to reduce the amount of waste that is out there. Plastic is very, very puff, it is by nature one of the hardest substances to break down. I am telling you that we must organize ourselves as a people, as a community, to do recycling. Because when we do that, we are protecting the environment, but we are doing more. We are saving lives. We are doing even more. We are making life more affordable for the next generation.
One of your colleagues mentioned turning plastic bottles into flower pots. You can turn old t-shirts into bags. There's so many ways, and the possibilities are endless with you, the future of the country.
To drive the message home, students were challenged to create items from plastic and cardboards.
Recycle more and see what I can do with plastic bottles and all those other things. And throw them in the carrot bins if I don't have any use for them.
Most of the times, plastic bottles block the drains, cause a lot of damage to the country, and most people are complaining about it. We should recycle the bottles and maybe make craft ideas out of it, or sell it to the NSWMA company and they will find proper use for it.
Consider the amount of lands that we have to dedicate to landfills. We could use less trucks, have less acreage for disposal site, and cost the taxpayers far less in their hard-earned dollars if we practice recycling.
We have to start with the children. The children is the future, and once the good habits are inculcated in them, then we expect it to be replicated going forward. They will teach their children the right thing to take care of the environment so that we have a sustainable future.
No dirty up about now, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica. No dirty up Jamaica. No dirty up Jamaica, keep it clean.
No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica. No dirty up Jamaica. No dirty up Jamaica. No dirty up Jamaica.
Write the vision and make it plain. One powerful way to do that is through vision boarding.
A mood board, ambition board, journey board, vision, or whatever you want to call it, is used to provide inspiration and motivation. They serve as reminders that you need to keep pushing and are quite helpful and very effective, especially for persons who struggle with procrastination. Co-founder of Mind Food International, Natasha Wright, has been vision boarding and conducting seminars for over 10 years, and she explains some of the things that should be considered before starting the vision boarding journey.
Vision is actually a mental picture of moving humanity forward. And so what we call vision boarding may not be in its truest sense, because vision, it encompasses helping other people. The vision board should look how you want it to look, but remember that we are human beings, so we do have that spiritual aspect, or physical aspect, our career, our family, so you want to have your finances, so you want to make sure that you have a little area or a slot on your board for these different areas of life. And so what you want to do is to find pictures, or you can use affirmation. You can find words, whether from the newspaper, magazine, it doesn't matter. Print them off, a quote, something that really represents who you want to be or what you want to attain, right? And you use those and you put them up there. Now, I like to tell people, it makes no sense you put something up there that you cannot emotionally connect to. Because if it means nothing, so for example, I'm not a car enthusiast. I'm not enthusiast. I'm not. That's just not me. So for me to put up a really nice car, yeah, I see it, I like it, but it really has to be something that I want.
it strategically. You cannot have a vision board and hide the vision board behind your fridge. Nobody's going to see that. It needs to be in that area that you must see it. I had a mentee, she did one after we had a discussion. She said she actually saw me talking about it on a program, and she said she placed it where she would rest her car keys when she got in from work. And when she's picking up the keys to leave the following morning, that's what she would see. Some persons, they put it in their bedroom, close to where the bed is, as soon as they get up. Well, there is no perfect time to do your vision boarding. You more than anyone else knows the mistakes, knows the things that you need to work on. I mean, naturally people would say you just use cartridge paper, use some kind of cardboard, or something that is durable enough for you to paste it, right? So you could put it on normal paper and paste it, but you wouldn't want it to deteriorate. Your vision board can be a screensaver. You can create a collage on your phone. Just remember, while you're putting up the nice pictures of the house and the car and the wonderful vacation, remember as well that there needs to be something on there that is going to touch other people's life in a more sustainable and positive way.
If you haven't created your vision board, take some time to start now. And remember that it must be holistic, covering every aspect of your life. Happy vision boarding!
The Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, is taking a proactive approach to integrating artificial intelligence, AI, into its assessment and educational frameworks. As part of its modernization efforts, CXC is developing policies and practices to guide the ethical and effective use of AI in teaching, learning, and examinations using 5 key standards. They are: 1. Ethical use of AI and academic integrity, ensuring students use AI tools responsibly, especially when completing school-based assessments, SBAs. Proper citation and referencing are emphasized. 2. Data privacy and security, safeguarding personal information when using online platforms and AI-powered tools. 3. Designing and developing assessments with AI, incorporating the technology in the creation of more dynamic, performance-based assessments that better measure student skills and understanding. 4. Evaluating assessment processes and products, using AI to improve how exams and assessments are developed and reviewed. And 5. Maintaining measurement principles, ensuring that AI tools support rather than compromise the principles of fairness, reliability, and validity in all assessments. Through this initiative, CXC aims to harness the potential of AI while upholding the highest standards in regional education. We've come to the end of our program. For a full recap and more, visit our website at jis.gov.jm. I'm Audrey Williams. Bye for now.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.